Welcome everybody back to LJ's Comic Borough. My name is Jay. I'm the host for the show, and dear God, happy early new comic book day. It is 3 something in the morning on the East Coast here in Pennsylvania, and I am so glad that you joined me. If you're getting up nice and early and watching this show about 5 a.m. by the time this show actually goes up. First thing I'm going to do though is, if you like what you're watching, like what you're seeing, dear God, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, because the best thing about doing this beautiful show is be able to have that one-on-one conversation with all those that are either watching the show or have like interest. Now, if you don't have interest in comic books and you're part of the 10% that are actually here just to see what animals and or whatever that I have shown on the usually in the beginning of the show, please leave me a comment about that. If you have any kind of questions about any kind of rescues, my wife and I have been doing that for quite some time. We will be able to help you with or try to help you with getting any kind of information on whatever animal that you're trying to rescue at this point in time. So please leave me a comment about that. I have no problem about it answering any of those kind of questions. So back to the 90% of you, because I do have a 10% that will drop off if I do not show an animal. So let's get back to that 90% of you. And let's talk about one book. Now, I promise you, I've been trying to record this show for the last 45 fucking minutes. And I keep going over and over this one book, and I keep putting it back in my pile. And it's because I had a conversation about this character and about this book yesterday. Probably would be afternoon to everybody else. Unfortunately, it was mine really early in the morning because I work third shift. So I'm sitting there, and part of this conversation comes up across my feed, and I look over and I'm like, what the hell's going on with the Flash? And I'm starting to notice a couple of the people sitting there not really happy with the way the direction that the Flash is going at this point in time, which everybody has a flavor of ice cream they like, and that's just the way it is. Personally, I normally do not like Cy Spurrier or Simon Spurrier or whatever he wants to call himself at this point in time. There's only one book that I actually like reading of his, and he's doing the Uncanny Spider-Man, which I think is fantastic. He's done a fine job with that, and I think there's one more issue to come out with that. So to me, he's done an amazing job with that. But normally, I don't read his shit. All right, that's just very up and very direct. I don't usually read his shit. I'm not an X-Men fan of his. I'm not a fan of any of his DC stuff. He's just not my cup of tea. What was crazy is they absolutely love his stuff, and it was kind of crazy to be able to have that conversation with them. Like, wait a minute, why do I feel like I'm the one sitting there standing up for the series when normally I would be like, drop it, fuck it. So it was kind of funny and be able to have that, going back and forth with them. And they obviously they were encouraging me to keep reading it if I enjoyed it. And this way, if they have any questions, shit, they'll come over to me, which would be crazy because I normally am completely trying to run away from anything Simon Spurrier usually writes. So let's show this off here. This is issue number 3 of The Flash, Wally West. Fastest man on Earth. Let me tell you something. Personally, I do see one thing that they do see. He does talk over you. He does complicate things on many things. But personally, I think he gets, by the end of the issue, I think he gets you to where you need to go, to where you're ready to read to the next issue. So that being said, Wally West, The Flash, perfect series so far. Now, will I change my mind later on in life? Probably fucking lootly. Like I said, I've just never been a fan of Mr. Spurrier, so let's see where this heads. But so far, I absolutely have enjoyed this book. And dear God, I think I'm getting finally past the first fucking book. Holy shit. You guys don't understand. I've been doing this episode over and over again, trying to figure out the best way to be able to say that shit. And I think, fucking God, I'm tired of looking at that book. But the next book, I absolutely enjoyed. And I don't think anybody has been able to at least, say anything bad about this in any way, shape, or form. It is Maxwell Prince's Swan Song. In Swan Song, each story is different. The only thing that's connected to each story is the end of something. Each book has an ending of some kind of particular event going on in life, world, something. Personally, this is an amazing issue, an amazing artwork. The only thing that's different in each book is he does a different artist each time. So, if you're looking for the same artwork in each book, it's not going to be. And the next issue is going to be fucking fantastic. It is that he brought his own artist in from Ice Cream Man to collaborate with the last issue. So, if you get a chance, and you absolutely love Ice Cream Man or love the writing of Maxwell Prince, this is some amazing stuff. Please pick up at least the collected copies. Awesome issue. I absolutely enjoy each book and look forward to each time that one of these books come out. It sucks that it's going to be ending here soon, but hell, we need some more Ice Cream Man, so fuck, let's do this, man. Alright, so unfortunately, I use the Comic Hub app, or I should say my comic book stores use the Comic Book app. And sometimes, since I do belong to two different comic book stores, I belong to the York Comics Connection. I also belong to over there to Four Corners in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. So sometimes things get mixed up, and sometimes things get disconnected. Like sometimes I lose comic books because the comic book app just sometimes doesn't like me. So I'm getting this a little late. This is the Storebreakers variant of issue number 4. Philip Kennedy Johnson, fucking fantastic. All right. This is the reason why I loved the Hawk when I was a kid. I absolutely thought, Philip Kennedy Johnson was going to do an amazing job. I know his Alien series failed, but dear God, I think right now, until they bring in a real antagonist or bring an equal or antagonist to the Alien, unfortunately, I think each issue and each series is going to fail with that. I don't think there's anybody that's going to be able to resurrect that series and tell a different story that hasn't been told for the last fucking 20 years. It's all the same. It's a 6-story arc that's going to go to the same place each time. Merry Christmas. Here's an alien. Pop a chest. Ready to run. Okay. Kill the main alien. Next storyline. Until you start bringing in real characters that are able to deal with the alien on a different level, a different playing field, unfortunately, it's just not going to work, guys. So, Philip Kennedy Johnson sat there. He went through his couple stories with the aliens. Thank God they gave him something really to sink his teeth into. It is The Incredible Hulk Volume 4. Fan-fucking-tastic. Like I said, it reminded me of everything I used to love when I was used to read The Incredible Hulk when I was a kid. Did I love Immortal? Yes. Did I like the Donny Cates version where he was sitting there battling the internally of who's going to basically get control of the Hulk? I did like that the internal battle. Let's just put it that way, dear God, before I sit there and get all mad that I can't fucking figure out the word. I did enjoy it. Unfortunately, Donny Cates didn't finish, and Immortal Hulk finished. Al Ewing's story finished, I thought, way too early. But, hey. They finally got a writer that bring in monsters upon monsters upon monsters upon fucking monsters of Hulk fighting some crazy shit. So, if you love the Hulk from, say, the 70s and the 80s of Hulk fighting some fucked up monsters, this is the time to be able to jump on board, grab Incredible Hulk Volume 4, and enjoy each fucking second, because between Nick Klein doing the artwork and Phil Kennedy Johnson, it's definitely not a miss. So please pick this book up. All right. So, For those that love Moon Knight, are the same ones that are going to be sad very, very soon. Jed MacKay's, and today I'm going to let you know issue 30 does come out, but as of 2 weeks ago, Jed MacKay's Moon Knight issue 29 is fan-fucking-tastic. It's basically you're rounding down the numbers to the end of Moon Knight. I'd love to see where he's going with this. I'd love to see how they finish this. You kind of get a little glimpse of it here at the end of the issue, and dear God, if you've read this book, you understand what I'm saying. Jed MacKay has done an amazing job with this, and I'm hoping he does continue on to the next part, next series. I know he's going to do the little bridge between series, but I hope he does get to continue on with Moon Knight. This is definitely one of those stories he's definitely so amazing at, and I'm hoping he gets to keep. Moon Knight issue number 29, fan-fucking-tastic. All right. This is the story that I cannot say anything bad about. Benjamin Percy. Mr. Percy, can I tell you, before you, I did not read Wolverine. Or anything Wolverine, really. I didn't. I didn't like it, didn't enjoy it, didn't care about it. It was my wife's thing. I picked her up books all the time. But not until I sat there and started reading this, and then started reading some of the stuff from the Fall of X Wolverine, did I really understand what I was missing. Benjamin Percy is creating a masterpiece in this Predator versus Wolverine. He's already so many issues into creating the best, I think, personally, the best Wolverine storyline. And there's been some amazing writers that have worked on that story. Did I read them? No, could care less. Like I said, that was my wife's thing. But for me, who took the time to actually pick up some of these books because they were part of a storyline or they were something I wanted to read, like this, Benjamin Percy has done a fucking awesome job. I cannot say anything bad about it. It doesn't skip a beat. It just moves smoothly. You will absolutely enjoy the fighting scenes, the backstory, and everything else going on with this character in comic book. If you love these two characters and you love to see something really fucking cool on paper, dear God, this is something that's definitely R-rated, fucking hungry and ready to run. This is an amazing series so far, and I think there's only one issue left. I'll be so fucking sad when this ends. So, dear God, please go get this collected shit. I know you won't be able to get the same covers unless you're going to pay an arm and a leg for some of those, because there's definitely some Todd McFarlane homages that are awesome that you probably will be hard to find by this time. So please go pick up the main cover A's and go read that shit. Fan-fucking-tastic. Now, the next book, as you can read, this is the only reason why I picked this book up. I had no interest in wanting to read this. It's fucking George Perez. All right. I saw this cover and I was like, it's fucking George Perez. That's the one thing about Marvel that has done an awesome job this year. Has released some amazing George Perez covers. Oh, sorry. And I'm hoping they start doing a little bit more with the John Romita stuff. And releasing some amazing covers he did for other characters for other books. I know they pretty much finished up the big push of the George Perez stuff by now. So I'm hoping by beginning of next year they start pushing out a little bit more of the John Romita covers, because dear God, he definitely did some amazing work. He is one of those artists that you can, when you sit there and look at, you just can know that it's him, just like you do with George Perez stuff. So if you want a really cool cover but you don't feel like fucking reading, please go pick up this book. This is a fucking fantastic cover. I cannot tell you what the hell happened in it. Like I said, I just picked it up because it's George fucking Perez. What the fuck? Now, the next issue is a shiny book. All right? But it's what's inside the shiny book, which is all that matters. It is Chip Zdarsky's Batman, issue number 140. This is the foil version. This is the only version that I actually got. Probably because I'm really, really careful with how I sit here and open up these books. I'm careful how I look at them. Most of the time, I keep them in with really good condition, between 9.6 and 9.8. So I'm usually not really too worried about if I ever open them. This is to me personally, and I know he's gotten a lot of grief and a lot of shit. But personally, if you love a great Joker storyline, I absolutely love this issue. I love what Chip has been doing over there at Batman since he's taken over. I know he's gotten a lot of grief. He's gotten a lot of grief from that Catwoman storyline. He got a lot of grief at pretty much everything after Failsafe, which was a great story. I thought it was unique, him creating a fail-safe character that if he ever goes crazy, dear God, he's got someone that can stop him. So to me personally, I love everything that Chip usually does, and to me, this is one of those issues. So please go pick it up if you love Batman and you love Chip's storyline writing. So let's get to what's been eating my brain for the last couple months, it feels like. This is the Fall of X, and dear God, thank God, we're almost done with this bullshit. I'm going to show them in the order that you read them, because Marvel just can't seem to want to put that out properly. And it is a page that I sit there and I look it up to make sure that it goes along smoothly. And if I would have found that page right when this fucking bullshit started, I wouldn't have ruined different things for me in different storylines. So, let's get to this. Let's go to the Realm of X, issue number 4. Basically, Magic gets her powers back. And Magic gets her powers back due to the fact that one character pretty much attempts to give their life for what they're going through. So personally, it's a good story. It really is a good story. So it's one of those things that it involves the amazing Thor character, and he helps him out in a bad situation. So if you get a chance, do I suggest reading this on its own? Probably not, because I'm not a huge X-Men fan. But to go along with the story and to get the mutants to get back together, this is the perfect story, and I love the way it ended. So, Realm of X issue number 4. Now, I do love the way this is actually headed, and I'm not an X-Men fan, but X-Men issue number 29. Now, this is the last issue for the Fall of X. This is it. This goes on to the Fall of the House of X after this. You get introduced to Doom's X-Men, or Doom's mutants, living on his little island there, and the X-Men came to basically ask for these mutants' help. All right, by kind of just thinking that they were going to free them from Doom's power, but Doom allowed them to do whatever the fuck they wanted on that island. They were free. They could move as they please, go and come and go. And the mutants and X-Men didn't understand that. They actually thought they were under Doom's control. These guys here were just happy that Doom helped them at one time, so they have no problem, laying down their life for whatever the fuck Doom says. I absolutely love this issue. I'm sorry, I'm just done. I'm fed up with Fall of X. So if you love Doctor Doom, if you love watching him basically outsmart anyone and everyone, dear God, this is definitely one of those issues. There you go. Duggan did and I will say this, a lot of people shat on Duggan. A lot of people sat there and gave him grief throughout this whole process, since he's basically taken over since issue number 1. I'm going to sit here and tell you right now, Duggan has done a great job. He done a great job, and to surround himself with such great writers in creating a storyline. Now, did it go the way I wanted to go? No, it didn't. Could it done better? Absolutely. But Duggan running the X-Men and running Iron Man and I think another issue or whatever, he's doing a fantastic job. For those that are sitting there and you want to give Duggan the middle finger for this shit, y'all gotta quit. All right, you're taking it way too serious. It's a fucking comic book. All right, it's a comic book that he's actually doing a good job with. So go find another Quam somewhere else and jump far away from whatever problem that you got going on. Okay, seriously. All right. Let's move on to the next issue. It's Alpha Flight, and this is so sad. I think this is the last issue of Alpha Flight. This is Alpha Flight issue number 5. And I'm so sad. I know they're going to be continuing on with the story. Unfortunately, their book ends, and they just will continue on in the series. Made me sad on how they ended this issue. I wish they were a little bit more victorious, but I loved how they came out, and people know where they stand now. And not just people, the most important people know where these motherfuckers stand, and they are there to whoop people's ass and get the respect they deserve. And unfortunately, things did not turn out their way by the end of the book. But I love Alpha Flight. I wish they could bring this series back. I wish they would do a little bit more. I'm hoping this isn't the end for quite some time, but something tells me they're going to be sitting on a shelf for a little bit. The actual series, not the characters. But I wish they would bring this back. Bring back Puck. Come on, free Puck. That's what we need to do. Bring Puck back. You gotta give Alpha Flight another run. This will be amazing. So, get a chance. Please pick up some Alpha Flight. Show them some love. All right. Like I said, Duggan, Iron Man. I absolutely. This is the actual cover that I actually picked up. This is my Stormbreakers cover. Got this special ordered for me. They weren't actually going to carry this at my local comic book store, I think, by the way I sat there and talked to them about it. So I ordered this. I thought it was a beautiful cover. So and it matches everything inside. Amazing. I love the storyline. I love how they use the Kree soldiers to be able to body double these two as they go off and do a little adventure. Great way, Duggan. Thank you so much, and you did an amazing job. Not a lot of people are going to say that to you, at least the critics of these books, but I will say that was definitely a creative way to be able to get people to do, get the direction that you needed to go, which was to use the Kree soldiers. So, great job. I wish you lots of luck in Iron Man. I know that it will be continuing along with the Fall of House of X, unfortunately. But you need to get that separated, and you need to start moving on. And let's see where you can do with Iron Man. And let's get together with Jed MacKay. Dear God. Bring some of that story over to the fucking Avengers, man. All right. The next couple books here, I'm not going to lie. Well, here, I might as well show this one. This is my wife's, Miles Morales, issue number 12. I think we got one more issue coming to us. Like I said, my wife canceled most of her books. She is now going to be getting the Marvel subscription. So there's only one or two books she's actually going to be continuously reading, or she's going to be picking up covers. That's where she's headed at this point in time, especially during tax season. She She doesn't have a whole lot of time, so she feels it's a little pointless for her to continue to keep getting books that she's not going to get a chance to read. So, Miles Morales, Spider-Man issue number 12. I wish I knew a little bit about it, but for those that are, that absolutely love Miles Morales, I heard he's been doing a great job. So there is 2 books that I picked up. This is just personally I picked up for collection. Let's get on here for the first one, and I'm hoping that this gentleman is over at Comic-Con this year at Baltimore. It is issue number 28, Mr. fucking Arthur Adams doing Venom. And oh my god, Arthur Adams did an amazing job with this. All right, you can't go wrong. He really did lay out an amazing looking fucking Venom, a terrifying Venom. If I saw this compared to some people's drawings of Venom show up at my motherfucking door, I am dying there. Venom won't even have to kill me. I will have a heart attack. This is scary as fuck. This is awesome, and I'm hoping he shows up at Baltimore Comic-Con, and I will get this signed by Mr. Adams, and get this graded, because this is an amazing fucking book. 1 in 25. Thank you, Arthur Adams, for that. Now, the last book here, we all collect different things. Wedding issues, symbiote suits, whatever. I think a lot of people do collect these kind of issues. At least I'm involved in circles that do collect these issues. So, these are the Fantastic Four, Celebration of the Fantastic Four. This is Heathcliff. That's right. This is one of the hard ones to get. Issue number 12. This is definitely a little bit on the pricier side when you go and look for this book. There's a couple out there that's definitely a little pricier. There's the Heathcliff. There's the Ewoks. Dear God, there's the one that I'm looking for and hoping one day to be able to find at my local comic book store, which is Peter Porker. So there's definitely certain books. So when I saw this over here at my local comic book store, I was like, fuck, I gotta pick this up. And it's got a couple pens and stuff like that. Certain things that I definitely can get pressed out if I ever want to one day. Pages are beautiful white. I did rebag and board, and dear God, it's a fucking newsstand. So you can't get any more satisfied than that. And that, to you guys, is my collection that I got to show off to you today. So if you like what the fuck is coming out of this mouth, you like what you're watching, please, dear God, like I said, like, subscribe, leave a comment. I would love to be able to have that one-on-one conversation with you, or hell, be able to have that conversation when you join in with some of my other viewers. Tell me what some of the characters that you love watching. Tell me about a show that maybe you like to see me do. I'd love to be able to hear from you. Villains, heroes, whatever. 10 best mystery books. I'll have to buy some because I really don't have a lot of those. But hell, I can still join in the kind of conversation. If you like to be able to sit here and talk about any kind of animals that you would love to rescue and need help doing research, dear God, I would love to be able to reach out and to be able to talk to you about that too. So from my family to your family, dear God, this is the holiday season. Please reach out to the ones that you love. Tell them that you love them. Tell them you look forward to seeing them. Not another holiday away, but see them soon. So from my family to your family, y'all have a great day. Happy New Comic Book Day, and I'll talk to y'all later.